If you've ever seen any kind of recreational TV, you've seen that cats and dogs don't like each other at all. Then maybe you go onto YouTube and see all the cute compilations of cats and dogs being friends. Maybe you happen to own a cat and a dog and maybe they get along, or maybe they don't. But let us answer the foundational question of, do cats and dogs even hate each other? On average, they don't get along. It typically requires human intervention and socialization for them to get along. If they're socialized well enough, dogs might even grow up to prefer cats over other dogs and the other way around. So why do cats and dogs hate each other? Communication. For those who thought that communication skills were only important for your relationships and didn't want to talk about it, we're only kind of sorry. Dogs and cats both communicate information to other animals of the same species. Those lines of communication tend to fall apart once a dog is trying to talk to a cat and vice versa. For example, many dogs instinctively chase smaller animals, especially when those smaller animals flee. A small fluff ball is something any dog is probably going to want to check out. If you've ever been around puppies being socialized, this is how a lot of dogs play, especially some of the herding dogs like corgis. Turns out, cats don't like being chased around. Whether or not the dog is chasing the cat out of aggression or play is largely irrelevant to the cat, which perceives it as a signal of aggression either way. Dogs familiarize themselves with each other by sniffing each other's butts, which again is often perceived as a threat when a cat is on the receiving end. For most cats, the response is running away, which just compounds the issue. Competitive streak. Another obvious reason why a dog and cat fights is because they're competing, either over food or your attention. This competitive streak goes back thousands of years when dogs are already living with humans as hunting companions. Canine ancestors like wolves and hunting dogs normally scavenge food or leftover scraps from their masters. Felines got domesticated about 5,000 years later than dogs, and for the most part, they've hunted for food on their own. As for trying to compete for your attention, everyone knows how dogs are sociable creatures and enjoy human affection. Cats take a little more time to get comfortable in human presence, but once they trust you, they can get a little territorial. Seeing a dog trying to weasel his way in on his territory may result in a poorly socialized cat to become displeased. Depending on the cat's personality, the cat may get in fight mode or avoid getting near the dog altogether.